We're here today with Lisa A. Phillips to talk about her book, Public Radio, Behind the Voices. Lisa, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Which personalities do you feature in your book?
Some of the names that will probably be recognizable are Susan Stamberg, Robert Siegel, Michelle Norris, Melissa Block, Scott Simon. Those are some of the big names in the news category. In the talk and entertainment, there's Diane Rehm, Michael Feldman, BROOKE, GLADSTONE, and Bob Garfield. Some of the folks in the music section are Marian McPartlin, who hosts Piano Jazz, Nick Harcourt, who hosts Morning Becomes Eclectic out in California, David Dye, host of World Cafe, so those and many others.
To put this book together, you conducted many interviews and listened to many personal stories. Can you tell us about one of your favorites?
Well, I have a special fondness for the first chapter of the book, Susan Stamberg. The story she told me about how she began to host All Things Considered back in 1972, before the program was even a year old, was really interesting because she got on the air and she tried to sound like a man. Very authoritative, very neutral, no color in her voice. And then her boss told her, sound like yourself, it's okay. And she became the Susan Stamberg we know today. However, many public radio program directors across the country called NPR up to say, this is the wrong direction, do not keep this woman on the air, we don't like her. Her boss protected her, he did not tell her a word of this, and he stood by her and kept her on the air because he had a vision for what national public radio would be like. He wanted it to be distinctive.
Were there any interviews that surprised you?
Yes, there were. I think in particular of Kai Ryssdal, who's the host of Marketplace, and he's got a very fine broadcast voice. He's got great pipes. He just seems made for radio. But in fact, he started his career out as a naval pilot. And he did that for many years, then worked for the State Department, and then finally came back to the States. And he ended up shelving books at a Borders bookstore because he didn't really know where he was going in his life. And it was there that he read about a public radio internship and started his career in public radio. And 4 years later, he was one of the main voices for Marketplace.
Tell us why this book is important.
When I think about why it's important, I think about Diane Rehm, who's in the book. She's the host of the Diane Rehm Show. And in her life as a radio personality, she's written a number of books that are about her personal life. And I asked her, I said, Diane, why do you want to get so personal? And she said, well, you know, people are very given to having superficial relationships with people in the media. And really all they're seeing are facades. And I want to be a person that they can connect with in a much deeper way. And I thought that that spoke so much to my own mission in this book, is that it can really make a difference if you get to look underneath the surface.
Lisa, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks so much for having me.
In Public Radio, Behind the Voices, Lisa A. Phillips weaves an intimate portrait of each public radio host, allowing listeners a chance to learn more about and connect with their favorite personalities.